Because we like to tease it in a little bit. Basingstoke Comic-Con. They're there now. Stargate Atlantis. They can hear you. Make some noise. Now it's important that we get our moderator, our host for the most. Make some noise for Mr. Gary Jones.
All right. Thank you very much for continuing to be here. It's great. Take all the photos you like. All right, I'll pose. I'll try to be as natural as I can. All right, so we are continuing this awesome afternoon off with not one but two sets of Stargate Atlantis crew members. So without further ado, let's put it all together for Paul Mcgillion, David Nykl, Torri Higginson, and Rainbow Sun Francks!
You. Typical tropical British weather, right?
Welcome to California.
Is anybody sweaty out there? No shit.
Pretty simple, huh? Do you have a microphone, Rainbow? Okay, there you go.
That's unfortunate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rainbow!
Hey, everybody. Hello.
Welcome in.
What's up, yo?
Sit here. Sit down. Okay.
Sit down.
So, what brings you guys here today?
You know what? It's such a pleasure to be here, and thanks. You know, Rainbow and myself were here last year, and we had a great time. And you know, it's a lot busier, as you can tell. And I know everyone here is working as hard as they can to get things done. And I'm sorry for the long waits and everything like that, but we're so happy to be here. You guys are amazing, and thanks for
yeah,
you guys are great. We feel for you. It's a tough one.
She's in the way.
Okay, have a great night.
It's so hot.
No, it's all right.
I'm fine.
Security.
Sorry.
Yeah,
This is good.
all right.
Do you guys have any questions?
There's a hand right there. Yes, that hand doing that
What?
fabulous motion.
And I think you're gonna run over and give a mic, and then we can answer questions or tell stories or all of it.
Oh, see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
No, we don't.
Bated breath we have.
Yeah.
Bated breath.
Thank you guys for coming back again, and it's nice to see Torri back in this country. And
Yeah.
It is.
hopefully you are in a fine fettle of health than you were the last time I met you
Oh
at the
dear.
sci-fi ball, and you were full of the cold and you infected half of us.
So sorry. It was a love flu.
It was a love flu. I've got a question for you, Torri, actually. I was rewatching Highlander the Raven the other day. So what was it like to get kicked in the face by Amanda Grayson?
Oh my gosh.
By Lizzie Grayson, sorry.
Sexy. Treat me mean, keep me keen. Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you for that. Time bomb, flashback, memory, wob, wob, wob.
Can she kick me in the head? That'd be great.
And
Not you.
And Paulie, I've got your snowballs, your iron brew, and your walnut whips. I'll bring them tomorrow.
Thank you very much. God, walnut whip. Well, I love the walnut whips. Don't you know those are? Dude, yeah, you do.
I know them, yeah.
Do you know what they are?
don't
like
know.
I have no
it's
idea
like a
where I
chocolate
am.
little cone stuffed with marshmallow and a little. It's delicious. Thank you. And the snowballs I get. God bless you.
Oh, God.
Yes. Anyone else have a question for us?
People are queuing here to
Oh, okay.
Thank you for letting us know that.
Starship are doing that.
Out of curiosity, other than Stargate, what is your most popular show other than Stargate?
That we've been in, you mean? Yeah. Okay. Rainbow, you go first.
Most popular show that we're in?
Or your favorite.
My favorite show? That's hard. In my life? Recently, I did a really wonderful show called High Fidelity. That's on Disney Plus with Zoe Kravitz and and Divine Joy Randolph and a bunch of unbelievable actors. Kingsley. So many. So that would be my favorite. Check that out on Disney Plus. It's really fun, and I'm great in it, so you should check it out. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm not sure. I've loved them all. They're all my babies. I had a lot of fun on this weird little YouTube series I did called Inhuman Condition. Oh, bless you guys. That was fun. And we shot that this time that I was rehearsing a play. I just wrapped a series in Montreal, and then I did that in between, and we were shooting 50 pages a day.
What?
I had a brain aneurysm. I did. I ended every day in a fetal position crying.
50,
words.
50?
50. It was mad. Wow. But we somehow did it. And it's sort of this charming, weird little web series, Inhuman Condition. But what I was shooting in Montreal was a series called This Life that nobody saw, nobody will ever see, but I really loved working on it.
I saw it.
Thank you. Yeah, so not popular in the big definition of popular, but popular in my heart.
Yes.
Tori's great in everything she does. Honestly, she's a wonderful actress.
Absolutely.
And also, just so you know, 50 page, normally on a seriously busy show, it's 7 to 9 pages a day. She's doing 50 in a day. It's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah, that's unheard of.
That's how good she is. Yeah. My favorite was one of those 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. Oh no, that wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
Yeah. Shooting Aquaman was amazing. You know.
Wait a second. Jason,
you were great in that.
Yeah, I was Jason's body double. It was great.
Not a chance.
Just go with it, Dave.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that was great.
Help me. Thank you. Lots of different things. Be fortunate over the career. Recently, though, I think Firefly Lane was a show that was on Netflix that I did with Sarah Chalk and Katherine Heigl. And it was a really sweet show. For some of you who may have seen it or not, but it was just a fun group of people working on it. And I got to age over 40 years, and it was period 1969 to 2005. So lots of different cool outfits and things like that. And yeah, it was a very fun show to work on with a really great cast and crew and everything. So it was fun.
That's cool. I guess most popular would be Arrow after Stargate. I did a couple of years on Arrow. But yeah, you remember that one? My favorite, I just recently did a show out in Budapest for a Turkish production called El Turco, which was super fun. And then I did one for HBO in Prague, which actually was my favorite, which is a spy series. I love playing spies. Set in 1989 Prague, so it was like I played an English spy. That was my favorite personally, but it's very obscure. It's kind of Bezvědomí, also known as The Sleepers in English. The Sleepers. Look it up on HBO. Yeah. There you go. Thanks, guys.
You must be so hot.
You must be warm in there. There you go. Oh, it's not Homer Simpson.
David, you Shaquille.
Donuts. Hello, everybody. Thank you. My question to you is, how big was the set of Stargate Atlantis, and did you ever get lost?
Yeah. I fell down the main stairs going down those. I fell down those once. Yeah. The Stargate room was probably the biggest set, and they would then collapse it into the floor, and it became our commissary, our lunchroom, the same place. So that was kind of the biggest area. It was filmed in a place called the Bridge Studios, which was just this large complex that had no support beams, so they could put in their huge sets. And SG-1 was beside us, and we were in, I don't know, stage B or whatever it was. And it was a massive sort of in building within a building that was
sort of actually the size of this building right here. Yeah, it's about this size. And Rainbow was so funny because when we started doing the show, Rainbow looks at it, and I don't know Rainbow's background, but he lots of music in his background, and he's VJ, DJ, everything, writes his music. But Rainbow right away is like, "This is a nightclub. I'm going to turn this into
Yeah,
a
it was
nightclub."
sick. I stared breakdancing in front of the gate.
Yeah.
We
It was
also
a really
kept talking
cool
about
set.
it as being, it looked like a Broadway or West End musical stage. Those stairs felt like we needed a musical dance number down those. Right? We tried to get a musical episode for most seasons. Yeah. Brad.
But Joe Flanagan can't sing. And if you picture the Stargate being right where we are, and the rest of the set was that way, so that's how the configuration was. Tori's office was up over in that area, and then we had all our board meetings on that side, and the stairs were right down the middle. But like both sides of this building, right here, this.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Thank you, David.
Good to see you.
David, Gary Jones has a surprise for you.
Hello. Hi. I'm such a big fan. I've got to say that first. I think you're all incredible. I've seen every episode more times than I can count, and I guess I'm just curious. Do you guys have favorite episodes or favorite moments from the show?
Moments is a good thing because episodes sort of come together in the editing process. For us, it's the scene, and they kind of blend into one. At least they do for me. I don't know if I just remember individual scenes. I remember, I would work a lot with David, so those are some of the fun scenes. I don't know.
I'm sorry about that.
Or with Jason, but there were scenes. I think Stargate was at its best when it had a sense of humor. When it had like the humor. We all know we're watching a story, so why don't we have fun doing it? So those were my favorite scenes. Yeah.
I definitely have a favorite episode that I was in, and that would be Runner is my favorite episode, I think. I think it was just a really strong episode as far as pacing. Paulie, you actually helped me. You coached me for a lot of that episode because that was after I had left and I was coming back, and Paulie really helped me a lot with the acting in that episode. But I got to fight Jason multiple times, which was great, and
he knocked it out of the park. He was great in that episode.
Yeah,
really.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes. I just think it's a really good episode of Stargate Atlantis. I think it's and I got to do my thing a little bit more than I ever had before, so it was really fun.
I used to always be a bit jealous because they would always go off and do location shootings, the planets that all had pine trees, but they were always on location, and I was sort of stuck at the office. They all had pine trees. California, where was it? Vancouver. But there's the days that it was pissing with rain, I'd be like, oh, I'm glad I'm in the office doing my emails. And then there's one episode we did, the storm episode, where, oh my God, they had these wind turbines and full on, I made up for missing all the rainy day locations on that episode. But I kind of loved it because there was no acting required. We were clearly just shivering, freezing cold, lips were turning blue. Yes, go on.
Rachel and Paulie and I were stuck in a puddle jumper for that whole episode. It was it was so... We laughed so much. I'm so sorry. I just had the memories of it was so hot. They lock you in there, and you hear the guy with the drill. It's
I know. Yeah, and you're locked in.
Locking me in.
It's like shooting in a Toyota too. It's just. It smelled.
We laughed so much. I'm so sorry though. Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because in the let's hear it. In the puddle jumper, they're not very big, right? When you're inside of them, and but unless we're in space, they're a little bit bigger.
It's a gate ship.
But the funniest thing, we laugh so hard because when you start doing the show, there's going to be special effects coming. So in that episode, things are coming at us. We'll show you. So things are coming at us.
We needed two here. Yeah, we needed two seats.
I was never in the puddle jumpers, I just have to watch.
Yeah, it's different. So in that episode, there's trees falling, boulders.
Yeah, I'm piloting.
and we don't know how to react, right? So if a boulder's coming at us, we just try it, and Peter DeLuise directing goes, okay, action, and
here comes a boulder.
You know? So we're all doing, and some people are doing nothing. So I'm like, where's the boulder coming from? What side of the puddle jumper? And how big is it?
We all reacted so terribly.
And
How hard
is it hitting the puddle jumper? We don't know any of these things because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So eventually we made him like.
And so Joe would always have a really tiny reaction, like he would just do this, and everyone else.
Like falling, and Joe be like.
We were all living in different physics.
Oh, that was
so good.
Puddle jumpers. My favorite episode, for me, it was Poisoning the Well. For me, because it was a very dramatic episode, and it's the closest I ever came to having a love interest in the show, besides David Hewlett kissing me, which is really
well, that's a love interest.
Creepy. Lips like sandpaper, by the way. Halitosis. But besides, but also for all of us, I thought the funnest episode was Irresistible, when Lucius comes in, because we were all very different than our characters, you know, and it was fun to see everybody play a different kind of character, a lot of comedy, and especially Victoria, like, you know, she's the leader, and for her she just completely changed, and she got to play something really fun and funny, and Richard Kind was so good, and to work with a guy like that, it was awesome, and it was just a fun episode, you know. I had a blast doing that one.
I remember that one, yeah. Richard Kind, yeah.
Hello.
I've been watching Stargate since 2004, so we are at our 20th anniversary now.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yes, I know I'm a very different person, and I have kids who now watch your show, and we're all wondering, what would your characters be like if their arc continued, if it stopped, and if it continued? What do you picture your characters like 20 years later?
That's a good question.
Oh, Weir is chain smoking and drinking dry martinis somewhere. I could have changed that world.
I could have been a contender.
I could have been a contender. That's a lovely question. It's a lovely question. Hopefully they've, you know, they've made a difference. They've saved some lives, and now they're eating walnut whips and drinking champagne.
Depends on where they are. If we're still in Pegasus.
So Beckett and Weir together.
I guess it depends on where we were. Like if we were in space, or if we're still in Atlantis, or something like that. Senior versions of ourselves, I suppose. Maybe more maybe in mentor roles, right? Like we'd be like mentors for the younger people that are coming into our departments.
I see Beckett teaching at the Stargate Academy. You know, that'd be good. And then there's time off living in the Highlands of Scotland, sipping on scotch in a wool sweater. That sort of thing, you know. That's how we get back on the show. We'd be like all of us teaching at the academy, so we'd pop in and have a young, fit team, you know, running the show. But I know that'd be kind of fun.
And all silver foxes. Everyone, silver fox.
Definitely silver foxes. Did your daughter get the video yet?
Not me.
Okay.
Not me.
Let me know.
Silverface. Ford's still killing people. Out there, just a fucking fierce drug addict, murdering people. He's got a gang. He's probably got his own planet by now. I mean, he's probably savage now. He's probably more bitter. Or he's gone through rehab and he's practicing yoga.
Nice.
Security.
He's got like an eye patch. Pirate yoga. Yarr.
Hello, I came all the way from California. I'm very excited to see
Same. Awesome. Thank you.
So my question is for David, actually, but before I get into that, I just want to say I love you all. I'm excited to see you all. But David, your character is really into pigeons. I don't know if you personally are into pigeons, but
this is the greatest question opening I've ever heard. I love you all, David. Your character's really into pigeons.
I have 30 pigeons.
Security.
I figured you probably have some. Right?
I am a pigeon rescuer. I just wanted to know if by any chance you, the actor, got interested in pigeons or pigeon breeds as a result of Zelenka.
Yes, I was rescuing a few in Bath yesterday. Just sort of, you could just pick them up there. They come right up to you. It's quite something. No, the nature of the way it was written, I would get the script. It would arrive on my doorstep, and I would read
By
it.
pigeon.
And I would go, yeah, by carrier pigeon.
Yeah, by carrier
because I had
pigeon.
them all in the back.
Clearly.
And I would read it, and there was like, oh, back when I was in Prague and I was caring for pigeons was my line. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm caring for pigeons now. So you just say what's written, and no, personally, I don't have any experience with pigeons. Other than the ones we see on the other ones, and what do you do? Like you train them, they come back, they fly back, they do all that pigeon. She eats them.
I just rescue them. So other people race them, and they often get off course or injured.
Yeah, I watched a whole documentary about them taking them to different countries, and they race them, and it's big money.
Separated. It is big money, but oftentimes they get separated from the flock, and if they do poorly in the race, they get culled, and they end up in weird places. And I'm one of the contacts in Northern California for racing pigeon gets lost. I take it into my aviary, so I have about 35 different breeds.
Every once in a while, when I'm walking down the street and I see a pigeon, I say, hey, do you want to race for me? Because I'm thinking about it, and sometimes I try to, I'm like, go fast.
You know that show, What's My Line? I'd love to get you on that because no one would guess what you did. I have 500 turtles in my house. Yeah. We baby turtles.
Oh yeah? The turtle thing, yeah.
Do you ever race any of the pigeons?
Do I what?
Do you ever race them?
No.
Just so they can revisit the old times?
Oftentimes, once they're retired racers, they never want to go out again. They would prefer to just stay in the aviary. Pigeons are very social and family-oriented. And so most of mine are like mated. They hang out in their boxes. They
Sounds
don't
kind of
go
perfect.
out. It is nice. They're spoiled. They live in a penthouse.
Actually like to, can I talk to you later and learn
please.
more?
I know so much about pigeons.
Okay, I actually have so many questions. Okay.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pigeon lady. I don't want to pigeonhole her by saying that.
Oh no, of course you don't.
Nice.
Dad joke.
That joke didn't really take off, did it?
Hello.
Hi. So, for my part, I actually drove up all the way from northwest of France. And sorry, my voice is terrible. So, I grew up watching SG1 and Atlantis. And my question is actually for the four of you. In the whole of your careers, is there like one emotion that you find maybe more difficult to portray or to actually grasp when you're acting in a movie or a TV show?
Emotion to portray. I don't want to get too pedantic, but I just remember from acting school, you're not producing emotions, you're just trying to go for a goal or an objective, as it's called. So it's acting is a pursuit of an objective, and then whatever emotions come are a byproduct of that. But having said that, there's some very subtle ones and difficult ones that you have to do, and there's different ways to sort of modulate it for the camera. So. I don't know. Sadness or
This is a great answer you're giving.
Is
Crying
a
is hard for boys.
Yeah, but I mean it's objective based. So if you're trying to get an objective and you're not making it, then it's how that makes you feel.
How about silence?
I'm answering the question.
No, that was actually a really good answer. I don't have anything to add to that. Yeah.
I worked with a director once years ago who we were doing a play, and this one day I broke through and I found this very emotional moment in this character, and it felt really honest, and it was very cathartic, and felt great. I felt like, oh, I got her. And the next day in rehearsal, I wasn't getting there, so I was trying to cry. And he was great. He stopped me. He goes, so uncomfortable. He said, like watching somebody try to get to an emotional state they're not actually in, which goes to what you're saying, is kind of like that's mental illness. Like it's really uncomfortable. So always just be honest with the state that you're in. And because in real life, sometimes, you can be told something and you can respond, you can laugh at something that you're told that's very shocking or very sad. So just be honest is the best, yeah.
I often
Thank you.
find that's great, and you know, as an actor, I find it more interesting to watch. So I'd rather watch someone struggle not to cry, you know, and it's such a beautiful emotion, especially if you see, you know, a grown man and you know, we're trained not to cry, but you see it's something brewing up in somebody, you know, and I don't need to see the final result. That part to me is so much humanity, and it's interesting to watch, and also I think to play, you know.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I
admire
think.
the action, and that's what we want to do.
Hi.
Great question, by the way.
So conventions can be pretty stressful due to all the anxiety and nervousness of meeting you all. And I was wondering earlier how you deal with situations like that. Not conventions, but in general.
Wow, how do we deal with stress and anxiety?
Questions. Get drunk. No, not sure. Probably my 20s. Actually, my 20s I probably did. It was about numb it and do whatever you can to distract. But luckily, I've been lucky enough to get old, and I hope to get older still. But I mean, to be honest, meditation has saved my life. It has saved my life. It's a thing that I did off and on when I was younger, and now it's a daily practice. And I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of social anxiety in my world, and so being an actor has always been very comfortable because you wear a mask, and I always think, you know, people assume actors are very extrovert. A lot of us are not. Some are. A lot are not. And so, but I am completely compelled with the idea of understanding what it is to be human, just exploring human nature.
Yeah.
So to have the mask as an actor, it gives you a way to do that. Getting up here used to be really stressful because I didn't have the script or the mask or the character. So yeah, having now a lifelong habit of meditation has helped me hugely. I felt maybe it's just I've gotten older, or maybe it's the meditation, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's my tool.
I got to echo that sentiment. It's the same thing that when I first started doing conventions and I came up here and had no script, I was completely lost for much the same reasons as Tori was. And you sort of develop a third person. There's you who you are privately, there's the characters that you play, and then there's like the third version, which is like a more amped up, open version, which is what we're trying to do here, I suppose. But you're trying to explain who you are, what you're doing through playing another character. I guess it is, because it's what some of us are most comfortable with, is playing a character, and just sort of exposing yourself as to who you are is one of the most difficult things. It is stress-inducing.
Hello, I just have a quick question for David Nykl. You say a lot of stuff in Czech. I'm from Czech Republic, so I understand all of your lines. My question was, did any of the producers or directors know what you were saying?
They had no idea. Teaching the world to swear in Czech, one episode at a time.
Yeah, some of your lines were like, I can't act with these actors anymore.
I can't work with these actors anymore. I said that, and it made it into production. I can't work with these actors anymore. Nobody knows that I said that. Fourth wall broken, right there. Yeah.
So you didn't tell them?
No, I didn't tell them. They have no idea. They will now. Cheers. I did. I said I can't work with these actors anymore.
Yeah, you can do, yeah. Before I Sleep is one of my favourite episodes. That really touched my heart, and I love all you guys. The reason I transitioned is because of your show, and the reason I'm called Aurora is because of the episode Aurora, season 2, episode 9. It's about being trapped, and the physical bodies were too old to resuscitate. I don't know if you remember the episode where the physical bodies were too old to resuscitate, and they ended up destroying themselves to get rid of it, because the Wraith was on the ship and that they was going to get the Atlantean technology to travel to Earth. So that's why I come out, because of that. So I just wanted to say that. And I wanted to ask you, is there ever going to be an action figure of you guys? Because there's action figures of Elizabeth. My mind went blank. I'm so sorry.
No, it's great. Thanks for coming
Thank
up
you
here.
for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing. So,
Really beautiful. And congratulations.
yeah, and
That's
tell me your
beautiful.
story. Thank you.
It's deeply, I mean, it's an honor. It's deeply humbling to be a part of a show that has affected people on such a deep level. And we hear it every time we come to these. And I gotta say, like, you know, these are like love bombs. You guys just throw so much love at us. And it's an extraordinary gift to receive. And then you also share your vulnerability and your journeys. And I'm amazed at your strength and your openness and your capacity to love. And thank you.
And creativity.
Thank you.
Yeah. We are all, you know, people come up here and it's very brave for you to come up and tell us your story, but also we talked about anxiety and nerves and everything. Everybody gets nervous, everybody gets anxious, and that's part of our journey, you know, and I think it's, once you embrace that, it's okay to be like that. It's totally fine. And then you can kind of relax into it a little bit. That's how I feel about
But
that.
the crucial thing is we wouldn't be here without you guys. So
We wouldn't
it's
be here
all
without
about
you.
you guys. It really is. It's a phenomenon. It's 15 years later, and here we are. It's a remarkable
20
thing.
years
It's
later.
all you guys.
Yeah. We often call it the gift that keeps on giving. You know, we have an opportunity to still travel. We're here and meet people for multiple times on some of you, and we still get to do that and travel all over the world, and we get to go places where people are really happy to see us, and that's a gift in itself, right? So that's, I think we all feel the same way about that. Yeah, well, our time is up. There is another group of actors from our show that are not quite as nice as us that are going to come up here shortly, I believe, and entertain you hopefully more. I think after this we might be going to do a little signing, this group, yeah. And if you're over there, pop by and say hi. Oh, we can answer a few more questions.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
We got time for come forward. Yeah, right there.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you. Yeah,
Yes.
it's you. Yep.
Thanks a lot. There was another guy in front of me that I think
You're fine.
Okay, it was me. First of all, I adore Atlantis. I adore the whole of your characters, but my question is more of a commentary. It's for Beckett. It was hard playing Catherine's boyfriend and Beckett.
Oh, yeah. In the first episode.
Yeah.
No, it was so much longer. You know, I did an episode when I was quite a bit younger, so different character completely.
Yeah, but you have your eye in Atlantis, like, oh, I've been cast for a character in SG1. I want to be in the next one, or did they?
Well, yeah.
you?
Listen, you also want to get on a series, so it's nice to get on a series. And I didn't know that it'd be coming back. And at the time, you know, you get to play a different character on a different series. And it's always a privilege to be able to do that. So I didn't know at the time that was going to happen, and obviously when it did, it was great, you know. And also, I was born in Scotland to be able to play a Scottish character, you know, or make him Scottish. He wasn't Scottish to begin with, which is so fun. I get to represent, you know, so to speak. So it was a blast. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Okay.
Yeah, good. Set up.
Sorry if I'm a little bit nervous. I'm very happy to be here and to see you all. And I just want to say that, Torri, you are my favorite character in the show. And...
Security.
Especially because I could with Elizabeth Weir, I felt the most connected with, because I personally always felt like a little bit sorry for the Wraith, because I felt they are misunderstood, that I mean, needed to eat, and the people they eat, they lived for a very long time on their planets and were free. And in the here we on Earth, we eat also meat and living creatures, and they are forced into small cages. And so I always thought, why think race are bad and we are good? And I felt like that Elizabeth Weir understood or had sometimes the same trouble or struggle, and I just wanted to ask you if that's true or what you think about that.
That's because she is a wraith.
I love that. Well, we as humans are such hypocrites, right?
Yeah.
We're insane hypocrites, and I think Elizabeth Weir was able to look outside of her culture a little bit, like as a observer as well as somebody partaking. I myself was vegetarian for 25 years. I am not anymore, but I try to eat meat I know, yay, oh, evil. But yeah, I really struggle with that hypocrisy. I struggle with our, what we do. So bless Elizabeth Weir for liking the rape. And they were just doing their thing. They were just trying to get by. I completely agree with you. They were just trying to get by.
And there's another take where they are food.
Oh, yeah.
And you cut them open, they got a nice little sack of delicious enzyme in them. And they're good for something. So yeah, they are good. They're delicious.
They're such a
getting hungry right now.
Yeah. They did such a great job with the Wraith, though. Todd Masters and his team, and they're truly a frightening character.
Yeah, they are.
I thought.
Yeah.
And when they were fully in makeup, and we never saw the real people because they'd come at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it'd be costumes. And then the only time we saw them was at the wrap party the first year. And I have no idea who you are. They're talking to me, but they're like.
Yeah, they say, it's great working with you. I was like, I didn't work with you.
Yeah, I have no idea who you are.
Andy Frizzell. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's
There's
a really
a woman
odd
here
thing.
dressed as the Wraith. Sorry. There's a woman here. Is she in this audience? She came. I saw her. Amazing. You did such a good job.
Great job.
That's commitment, my friend.
Scary.
But can't put it on the floor then? No, it's not just there. Put it on the floor.
Yeah, she's taken part of the costume off now, but she is here.
We have this gentleman in the very back there, right there. I see him with his hand up in a gray tank top.
Hi guys, nice to meet you all. I just wanted to say, like, what you're saying about anxiety and stuff. Like, I've had it since I was probably 4 years old. I'm 38 now. I'm not going to go into it, but I just wanted to say thanks for saying that, because there's probably a lot of people in here that struggles with mental health, things like that, and it's great to hear from actors. Watching your films kept me going as a child, going into adulthood with no help at all. There was no help. I've got all my tattoos are related to mental health, and I've just told my story out there, and it's just not a question, but thank you for recognising that and the difficulty of it and around it, because you're not alone. None of us are alone. Just talk about it, and eventually you'll get there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. You are not alone.
Okay. Hi.
Are you guys going to have an action figure? Carson, Zelenka, and Ford, just to memorialize you for longer? Are we going to get one?
I have received some
We've already
variations
got
of them, at times. But they did the whole scanning and everything, and then for whatever reason they didn't to pull the trigger on it. So I'm not sure, but there is some floating around that I've received from people. So I don't think so on a big manufacturing level at this point.
I don't think so
probably
either.
not.
Yeah.
Unless
Unfortunately.
that fabulous reboot comes in of the Silver Fox Atlantis crew. Yeah, bring it on.
The Silver Fox of Atlantis. Hi.
Hi guys, awesome to meet you.
not as deep a question as anyone else has asked. We had the question earlier, what were your favourite scenes to film? Mine's the opposite. What's your worst film? Or when you saw the final cut where you thought, I could have done a little bit better in that.
All the time.
Better sit down, my friends. This will be long.
Yeah, here's a long story. The ones that didn't turn out well. I mean, you don't know when it's happening, but it's production is a very quick turnaround cycle. So the sooner you get the material, I find, the better you can prepare, and the better you can make those choices and live with it. Let it sink into you psychologically so that you have that to work with. But sometimes you get it overnight, sometimes you get the lines the next morning. Those are the ones that are the most regrettable for me, the ones that came fast and was just sort of an instinct. You gotta trust what you do. And then what was difficult sometimes was the conditions. It was too hot there, it was too cold there, but that's just complaining.
Sometimes, I'm not to deny the number of times that was crap. I've been crap a lot of times. Sometimes though, it's also, they'll pick the take that you go, ooh, that was not the one that I wanted. That wasn't the one that represented the journey that I wanted to represent with this character. But that was the one that didn't have the boom shot in it, or that was the one that, for whatever reason, had a different pace. So, that's why I think a lot of actors love theater and film. Television is such a fast pace, and they always say theater's for actors, film is for directors, and television is for producers, because they sort of have the final say, and it's so much of it is out of our hands. So that's always a humbling thing, where you look at an episode and go, oh, you picked that. It's weird.
Yeah, for me, there's an episode called Sunday. There's a scene in there that I just, it exploded on the screen.
Oh, come on.
Delete that one. But like what Tori said, we don't have a lot of, as actors, we don't have a lot of opportunity to get our choices out there, but I think all you can do is your best, given with what you have, and then walk away from it, It's the healthiest way to do it, too. Because some actors really get anxious and take those things personally, but at the end of the day, you can't do anything about it. You just give them, give them a little piece of poly and walk away, and that's all I can do. And after that, it's gone. And then it's what it is. It just lives out there, and any day, any given day.
And we got time for one more? Time for one more? One more over there. Okay, last one.
Hey, a bit of a silly one here to end with. Paul was joking earlier about being an Aquaman in Game of Thrones.
That wasn't a joke.
If you say so. What do you all think Paul Mcgillion as Aquaman or Paul Mcgillion as Khal Drogo would look like?
Smaller?
Maybe wrestling?
Quite a bit smaller, but way more intimidating.
Oh my God, I would love to see Aquaman. Paulie as Aquaman would be the greatest.
I will tell you one little funny. I will tell you one little funny thing, because
you would nail it. It would be.
I'd pay money for that.
You'll love this one. So Rachel will be coming on stage shortly, and when she was going to have birth to her first child, the cast made a beautiful book for the girls in the makeup trailer and everything. This beautiful book, and Rachel, she was quite emotional and everything, and oh my God, and she.
Right on.
So I wanted to do something for her. They said, Paul, you haven't signed the book yet. I said, you know what? I haven't signed the book yet, and I'm going to do something. So when she left that day, she had a stunt double, and Rachel's 8 months pregnant, I think, and she had a stunt double who had the exact same outfit, which I borrowed and put on, wig, everything, and then I went into her trailer, and I was lying there with like chip bags on top of me and bottles of wine, and I had little captains like lying there, "Mummy's sexy," and then I got our dear friend Jason Momoa to get some sticks, and him and I were fighting and lying on top of each other with these sticks. "Mummy's tough," and then we posed with them, "Mummy's sexy," all these different poses, and then we put them in like 4 or 5 different shots at the end of the book. And the next day when they're presenting the book to her, I go into the makeup trailer, and I see her, and she's quite emotional at this point in time, and she's looking through the book, and she's crying. The girls, "Oh my God, guys, that's beautiful, that's beautiful." And I'm sitting waiting for it, and it's so beautiful, and then all of a sudden she turns the page, she's like, "Oh my God," and I'm like, yes. So I was Ronan, or no, actually I was Rachel's character, not Ronan. Shit. Okay, that did make sense.
And I still have it to this day. It's a keepsake. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
now
Rachel,
it's
let's
sweet.
go.
It was very strange in the beginning. But now it's sweet. All right, continue.
Thank you, Rachel. I
That was your last
think
question,
we're
Rachel,
yeah,
just
we're
stay out here. Rachel.
We're switching. Thank you so much for having this group of. And enjoy the rest of your weekend and come and see us, and thanks for having us. You guys are awesome. So thank you. Great to be here.